Hey everybody, it's Alex Miller at Capnion here. One conversation I have quite a bit, and it's not wrong, but it could use comment as people say, well, I'll just buy AI when it's ready, when I know when I want to buy it. And this is, as I said, it's not wrong. I think there are some subtle things to worry about, though, as this is not a really easy area to shop in right now. And I would say that from the perspective of just an everyday business, you might say this technology is almost too mature, and then at the same time, not mature enough, and that it's easy to see if you really got it working really well, it would be a really big deal. So it's very mature in the sense that a lot of people correctly recognize the potential. But then, in other ways, it's pretty rough around the edges, and if you have to supervise it all day, that's a drag. So, I'm going to talk about some pitfalls I see in navigating the marketplace for AI tools. And I would add, just before I get into anything more interesting, there's just a lot of stuff out there, and there is not a lot of history about exactly what, you know, company A in industry B will always use this software. There's not any kind of history like that where you can autopilot because it's all very new and some of it's promising and some of it's BS. In general, you could ask a question like, should we build it or should we buy it? And I'm going to ignore this question and I'm going to come back at the end of the video. But there's a lot of things going back to this maturity idea. If you're shopping, you're going to get exposed to a lot of the weirdness like you are building it because the people you're buying from might be scrambling to build it. And once again, it's a new technology. So, any kind of new tool, does it work well enough? And if it doesn't work well enough, how hard do you get burned if it does something weird? So, easy to find examples of this. Airline recently had a chatbot promise a guy a discount. They had to honor it. Chatbot made it up. Chatbots make stuff up sometimes. They're very eager to please. This is true of basically any AI tool. That does it get it right 100% of the time? And then if not, what kind of supervision does it need? And can you answer these questions as well as a shopper is another thing to think about. Something that's just generally true as a worry around AI, and you actually encounter in a more acute way potentially if you're counting on vendors to bring you AI tools, is where does data go? And then what happens to the data when it gets there? It's very easy, and this is foreshadowing my talking about building. It's very easy to pull in other APIs and tools and do something really impressive with AI right now, but then you're sending data all over the universe. And is that okay? And there's one kind of problem if you're building the thing. If you're buying the thing, it's another kind of problem. And I think, unfortunately, you can look at things like solar winds. People underestimate the risk they're picking up because, well, they gave data to a vendor and they didn't quite think through all the ways that that vendor was moving that data around or pulling data from other places, etc. I think in the AI space, you need to worry unusually about, is this vendor just kind of a weirdo that's going to explode or embarrass me or just generally make me regret getting in bed with them? You could look at things like OpenAI almost imploded recently. Lots of the big AI companies have pretty weird corporate governance. This may have been a factor in the OpenAI story. I don't think we know exactly why OpenAI imploded, and so that's kind of another, like, well, we don't know why, and then a lot of the guesses why are problems that exist at a lot of other AI companies, and maybe they could explode. This is also an area where there's a real gold rush going on. It's not a real sober-minded zone to be doing business in. So sometimes if you're talking with a vendor about an AI widget, have they really built it yet? And maybe what you sign on for is getting strung along while they kind of manipulate that relationship with you to try to actually build the thing. And that's a real drag. And I want to say all these things I've mentioned, they're not unique to AI at all, but they're pretty extreme in the AI space versus if you're buying a tool for people to ask for vacation time and get it approved. That is much more well-traveled. And in the AI world, these problems are much more scary than I think people are used to from other settings. Okay, I have a needlessly titillating example. I was combing the internet looking for interesting AI stuff to talk to you guys about, and I saw an ad for an AI girlfriend. So, and I clicked it only because I wanted to tell you guys about what I found, and it seems like the thing doesn't yet exist. They wanted to take my email and like, we'll get back to you later. There's a huge amount of this out there, and I think the AI girlfriend one, it's actually a really interesting place to get back to buy. On the one hand, it's very credible that somebody could build an AI girlfriend to talk, like video, you'd like talk to somebody on Zoom, seems like a real person. I believed maybe when I saw the ad they had built such a thing. They had not. Well, why is it actually hard to build? So if you want to just use other people's tools, you use the ChatGPT API with some prompting, you can build amazing stuff really fast. But then let's examine this in this AI girlfriend case. You and I, we don't want to know what kind of awful conversations the most awful person is having with their AI girlfriend. So already there's a problem where if I was going to use this many APIs, send data everywhere approach to try and build an AI girlfriend, a lot of the time ChatGPT is going to tell my users to bugger off for the weird, awful things they're saying. I have data that's a river of toxic waste at times I'm trying to move around. And maybe just in general, I all these things I've mentioned are going to align, and I can't take that easy road to building this thing. So now I'm looking at reinventing the wheel in a really massive way. And everybody out there right now is reinventing the wheel of making new LLMs, specialized in particular things, and not in these silly, salacious examples. I saw an LLM for legal documents this morning. There's LLMs for forms. And these are all great ideas, and they're going to be a big deal at some point. They won't comment for now about how mature they are. So to recap, okay, you want to buy. That totally makes sense. And I do not make this video to diminish that frame. Shopping is a skill in this area, and a lot of the sort of story unique to AI about why it's hard is really just you are seeing all the challenges of building again with different visibility, with different incentives in the room. And you're going to have a lot better time if you're conscious of that. And it's something I'd love to help you with if this video made sense to you. So be careful out there as a consumer, either as an individual or if you're doing it as a business. There's a lot of promise, there's a lot of great stuff, but then there's a lot of opportunity to waste time with weird, half-finished products that you're going to regret tinkering around with, I think, unfortunately.